Hello and welcome, my friends. This is the divine union of masculine and feminine for the thunderwizard.com YouTube channel. And so today I want to talk to you about the connection between Lakshmi and Vishnu. So, in the Vedic mythology, which is true pretty much in every mythology, I talked about Frey and Freyja and Odin and Frigga in the Norse mythology. I believe I've talked about Shiva and Parvati, but tonight we're going to talk about Lakshmi and Vishnu. So Lakshmi and Vishnu, probably the most, what's the word? The most popular, the most well loved of the twin flames. And I'm going to use the word twin flame here in regards to Vishnu and Lakshmi because when we're dealing with the infinite, when we're dealing with the masculine and feminine on, if you want to call it the fifth dimensional level, we are dealing with absolutes. So Vishnu is absolutely male, and Lakshmi is absolutely female. And their interaction will tell us how masculine and feminine connect. Now, if you are in a relationship, you need to understand masculine and feminine. If you are single, you need to understand masculine and feminine because it is the union of masculine and feminine within you that allows for us to create higher connections to achieve enlightenment, whatever words you want to use. It's very important when it comes to magic, when it comes to intending your reality. The understanding of masculine and feminine is extremely important. In communication, in martial arts, in warfare, in business, even in health, you have to understand masculine and feminine, especially if you're doing meditative work, if you're working with gods and energies, you must understand the union of masculine and feminine. So we are going to talk about that. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted here because I want to put the right links up. I didn't do that. Is that the one I want to do? That's the one I want to do. All right, so I want to do that, and then I want to take that off. All right. So before I forget, I do a special astrology readings for people if they're looking to see if the person they're with is a good match for them. If you want to use the word twin flame, that's fine with me. If you want to talk about soulmates, that's fine with me. What I can do in here is I can help you understand if this person is really well suited for you, and I can also help you find out what's going on in regards to future relationships and past relationships, like if big relationships like marriages or life partner type things. I can tell you why it didn't work out, why it is working out, if it's coming up, what's going to happen when you meet your next one, and what will keep it together or what will possibly break it apart. You can go there and check that out. So let's just take a look at the picture here of Vishnu and Lakshmi. So Vishnu is the sattvic aspect of the Trimurti. So if you don't know what that means, I'm just using other terms for peaceful. So sattvic means spiritual, but it really kind of means peaceful. It means at peace. It means balanced. And you have three deities in the Vedic tradition who represent the three aspects of life. You have creation, and then you have maintenance, and then you have transformation. Sometimes transformation is called destruction. That's really not accurate. Yes, when you transform, you destroy old things, but it's transformed and it becomes new again. So Shiva represents the dance of transformation. Vishnu represents keeping things preserved, preserving what is living and what is pure. This is why it's sattvic. And then you have rajasic, which is the creative part of it, and that is Brahma. So Vishnu and Shiva are kind of in competition, but if I were to hazard a guess, I would say Vishnu is worshipped more. Because most people just want things to be peaceful. And even if you look at this picture here, this picture of Vishnu and Lakshmi, Vishnu is lying down on a bed, and sometimes this bed is snakes, and the snake Shesha. And that bed of snakes is floating on the ocean of eternity, of immortality. In dreams, ocean always represents your emotions and your your emotions and your instincts. And so calm waters, when you see a lot of imagery about meditation, you'll see a calm pond or a calm lake with the moon shining on it, which is, your unconscious mind knows what that is. The moon is your mind, your meditative mind. So when the waters are still and the moon is shining off of the water and you can see the moon perfectly in the water, it's talking about that you're not being overwhelmed by your emotions or your instincts. And so here we have Vishnu, and he's lying there on his bed of snakes, and he's in the water, and Brahma is coming out of his navel there. We won't talk about that. And then you have Lakshmi over there, and she's looking diminutive in the corner, and she's massaging his feet. So that is very different from the visualization when you have Shiva and Kali, for instance. Shiva and Kali, totally different, because that is the act of transformation. And there you have Shiva, he's lying again, but he's passed out dead. He's a corpse. And on top of him is Kali. And Kali has one foot up in the air, and her teeth are bared, and there's blah, blah. And it's very frightening, and they're in the graveyard surrounded by corpses, and she's dancing, and he's dead. Or there's even some where she's copulating with him, and it's just very graphic, and that intensity, but he's still dead. He's a corpse. He's dead. What the heck does that mean? Well, that's a completely different masculine and feminine dynamic that's happening. Here we have Vishnu and Lakshmi, and everything is peaceful and wonderful, and she's massaging his feet, and he's lying back there. Almost looks like he's drinking a beer. He's looking in the other direction. You can almost see in his right hand that he's got remote control, and he's watching whatever, the celestial football or something. So that's a totally different deal. That's him completely relaxed. Now this is what most people are looking for, especially people who are married. Married people with kids are constantly looking for things just to be calm and prosperous. Lakshmi is by far the most popular goddess when it comes to prosperity in the Vedic tradition. Vishnu has 10 different avatars, but each one of those avatars, which is an aspect of different planetary vibrations, it's still about maintaining. He's the only one that incarnates. Shiva doesn't incarnate. Shiva has supposedly vibrations that come, like Hanuman and Rudra, but in terms of incarnating as a human, Vishnu is the only one that does that. Of the three, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And that is because that is what we need. This is what humans seek after most, is just things to be mellow and to be relaxed, and all of that. And so we want prosperity, we want happiness, we want goodness, all those things we want brought to us. So, what does this have to do with the divine masculine and feminine? This, in two of the descriptions that I told you, Shiva is lying down, or the masculine is lying down. And, if we looked at this from, more of a generic sexist sort of view, we would be like, what is going on here? This is so sexist. Here he is, he's lying there on a bed of snakes, he's not doing anything, and she's down there in the corner, she's not even as big in the frame of the picture, and she's massaging his feet. What the heck is going on? What is that all about? Well, this will let you know what the dance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine is. It's because when it comes to the masculine getting anything done, the masculine can do nothing without the feminine. Can do nothing without it. And it is the feminine that empowers the masculine to take action. So here again, I'm going to level my. I can't resist it. I want to. I'm trying to have Arnold Schwarzenegger do all of the talking for things that I have burrs in my saddle about. But the whole idea that the divine feminine is completely awakened in the twin flame idea, and is waiting for the divine masculine to wake up, and for him to, figure out who he is, boy, and get on over here. That is not, and the idea that the divine feminine is fully awakened and the divine masculine has to wake up on his own, and this is actually completely flipped on its head. So I'm going to tell you something, ladies. If you are fully awakened, your masculine comes running to you. Your masculine comes running to you and gets on all fours and says, please marry me, please, please, please. I need you. Without you, I can accomplish nothing. If your divine masculine is running away from you and marrying somebody else, and you're following them on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook and crying in your Cheerios because your divine masculine is with his karmic and married to somebody else, something's wrong with that picture. And I know you want to blame it all on him. He's not awake. If he knew who he was, it doesn't work like that. Ladies, the divine feminine is all about manifesting in this physical universe. All about that. And so when she manifests in this physical universe, she is focused on this three-dimensional world. And what she does is she brings him down to her. Did you hear what I said? She brings him down to her. What is happening in this picture? She's massaging his feet. What do his feet do? His feet touch the ground. She's bringing him back down to the ground. He's the one that's off in the ethers. She's the one that brings him down. You've been in relationships. You're the one that has to explain to the man, listen, somebody's got to take out the trash. Somebody's got to go pay for diapers. Somebody's got to fix the backyard fence. The man isn't doing that all the time. He's sitting there lying on his bed of snakes, watching television, and you have to go, honey, will you take out the trash? Yeah, all right, I'll be right there. It's because he's off somewhere else. So it's the divine feminine that inspires the masculine to do what? To walk his path. She's massaging his feet. She's massaging his feet so that he will walk his path on the ground, on the earth. So I just want to, address that. Now, guys have their own issues, and we could talk about, Uh, we could talk about the I'm laughing because I'm a guy. We could talk about the fantasies that that men have about women. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I am a man, and the incredibly childish, stupid fantasies that go on in my head about what women are here to do. It's just ridiculous. So anyway, so ladies, if you truly believe that you are the divine feminine, and that your divine masculine needs to wake up, and he is off with his karmic, and he's not with you, and it's because he doesn't see, and he needs to wake up. There's something wrong. The one thing about the twin flame teaching that is right is that if you want your divine masculine to come to you, you better become awake. You better work on yourself. You better become empowered within yourself. And let me tell you how to do that. If your divine masculine is off married to somebody else, the way to get yourself empowered and within yourself is not to sit around and wait for him to come and to work on your relationship with him in the fifth dimension. That is the exact opposite. You say, oh, I'm working on myself. I'm not following him on Facebook anymore. That's not it. You let him do whatever he's going to do, and you are so empowered within yourself that you're like, hey man, if you can't see what this is and you got to go marry that, then you're not it. And I'm going to find the man that wants to be empowered by me and who is worthy of my power. Ladies, that is the attitude. You are looking for the man who is worthy of your power. Because if he's not on his knees begging, please marry me, please empower me, then something's wrong. Either he is not worthy of you, or you do not know your own worth. And trust me, when you know your own worth, when somebody rejects you for somebody else, you will not spend any time waiting in the ethers for them to come back to you. They had their chance. They've moved on. That's their loss. That's how I look at it. I mean, and in my case, I think I'm right. And maybe I'm full of myself, but I think I'm right. Any woman that can't see this and see, not only, who I am on a personal level, but, internally, that's your loss, man. I'm not the one that's lost out. You lost out. That's the attitude you need to have. Now, it sounds like I'm full of myself, but isn't that an attractive thing in a partner? That means when somebody like that looks at you and says, hey, you're interesting. I'd like to get to know you. You're like, oh my God, this person's, yeah. It's attractive when you feel that way. So what we're going to talk about in the next video, because this is only the first half, what you're going to do is you are going to go, now that I've got this other thing up here, excuse me, you are going to go, where are you going to go? Sorry, hang on one second here. You're going to go up to thunderwizard.com. You're going to scroll down on the right side of the page, and you're going to click the union of divine masculine and feminine, and you're going to subscribe there. Because what's going to happen is the second half of this video, I am going to explain to you what you need to do, ladies, to get your man to get on his knees and say, please, please, please empower me. Please marry me. What can I do? You want them to chase after you, right? Because that's how it works in nature. The masculine chases after the feminine. That's not what's happening energetically. Energetically, something else is happening. Energetically, what is happening is this. But externally, in the beginning, what's happening is that he's on his knees begging and he's chasing after you. And what he's chasing after is this. He wants that. But obviously, look at Vishnu sitting there. For him to be so full of himself that he's just staring off into space, twiddling, he's got, he's sitting there twiddling that, he's got the little, what do they call those things that the kids use? He's got the little thing he's twiddling around his finger there. And he's just so full of himself thinking about whatever. and she's there massaging his feet. That means he earned it. What is it you think he did to earn that? Think about that. What is it that he did to earn her massaging his feet? Okay, in the next video, go to thunderwizard.com, subscribe at the Union of Divine Masculine and Feminine. Ladies, I'm going to tell you what it is you can do. I know because I've been there. My twin flame, which I do believe that there is a twin flame. It's not what people are saying it is. They're full of garbage most of the time. It's usually, I got to be honest with you, twin flame 99% of the time is women who are trapped in, and are afraid of real intimacy, and so they're focusing on some guy that's not interested in them, and they're not pursuing any other relationships so that they can stay alone and complain and mourn and not grow. That's the majority of it. But I have had that experience. I'm willing for it to change. I'm not attached to it. If another woman comes along and surpasses what I've experienced, I will tell you. But I honestly believe that the woman that I was with for 2.5 years was my twin flame. She passed away. She was it. There's no doubt in my mind, when I leave this body, the first place I'm going is with her. I'm going to find her wherever the hell she is. And I'm going to be with her for eternity. Like I said, I'm willing to have my mind changed. Any beautiful women out there, you want to come into my life and change my mind, I'm right here. Come get me. But until that happens, I'm going to continue holding on to that. So you're going to go to, I know I got off track here. You're going to go to thunderwizard.com. You're going to scroll down to Union of Divine Masculine and Feminine, and you're going to subscribe there because it's worth it to you. And I'm going to tell you exactly what you can do, ladies, to get a man to beg and plead for you to empower them. I'll see you over there.